A great German philosopher, Immanuel Kant was renowned for his strict and rather austere daily routines. He spent his entire life in Königsberg, Prussia. He was a specimen of those people who are absolutely in the mind. He lived according to mind so totally that people used to set their watches whenever they saw him going to the university. So he was called the Königsberg clock. For over 40 years, he woke up every morning at 5 o'clock a.m. and wrote for exactly 3 hours. He would then lecture at the same university for exactly 4 hours. He followed that up with lunch at the same restaurant each day. Then, in the afternoon, he would go on an extended walk through the same park, on the same route, leaving and returning home at the exact same time. One day, a beautiful young woman proposed to him. "I want to be married to you." He replied, "I will have to do a great deal of research." The woman then asked, "About what?" He said, "I will have to look in all the marriage manuals, all the books concerning marriage, and find out all the pros and cons whether to marry or not to marry." It took him 3 years. Day and night he worked on it, and he had found 300 reasons against marriage and 300 reasons for marriage. So the problem even after 3 years was the same. So one friend suggested out of compassion, "You wasted 3 years on this stupid research. In 3 years you would have experienced all these 600 without any research. You should have just said yes to that woman. There was no need to do so much hard work." Then he said, "I am in a fix. Both are equal, parallel, balanced. There is no way to choose." So the friend suggested, "Of the pros you have forgotten one thing, that whenever there is a chance, it is better to say yes and go through the experience. That is one thing more in favor of the pros. The cons cannot give you any experience, and only experience has any validity." He understood, it was intellectually right. He immediately went to the woman's house, knocked on her door. Her old father opened the door, and said, "Young man, you are too late. You took too long in your research. My girl is married, and has 2 children." That was the last story that was ever heard about his marriage. From then on no woman ever asked him, and he was not the kind of man to ask anybody. He remained unmarried. We must not forget that the mind is very impotent in a way. It cannot give us any existential juice, any existential experience, and that is the only thing that matters.